Meeting order today for October the 22nd, 2025 board meeting. Welcome everybody here. First order on the agenda today is going to convene into a closed meeting, so entertain a motion for that. I'd like to get some purpose straight.
Yes, sir. I need a motion that the Northumberland County Board of Supervisors convene in closed meeting pursuant to Virginia Freedom of Information Act, Section 2.23711A1 for the discussion and consideration of personnel matters, and Sections 2.23711A29, discussion of the award of public contract involving the expenditure of public funds, including interviews of bidders or offers, and discussion of the terms or scope of such contract, where a discussion in open session would adversely affect the bargaining position or negotiating strategy of the public body. Invited to attend the closed meeting as necessary are the county administrator, assistant county administrator, and EMS staff, as they are deemed necessary, and their presence will reasonably aid the board in its consideration of the topics to be discussed pursuant to Virginia FOIA Section 2.23712F.
All right, can I have a motion to go in closed meeting?
I make the motion.
All right, have a second.
Second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against? All right, we're now in closed meeting, John.
Need a motion that the Northumberland Board of Supervisors return to public meeting and certify by roll call vote that only public business matters lawfully exempted from open meeting requirements by the Virginia Freedom of Information Act, and as were identified in the motion convening the closed meeting, were heard, discussed, or considered during the closed meeting.
Need a motion, gentlemen.
So move.
Second.
Second.
All right, all those, we have roll call vote. Williams.
Aye.
Long.
Aye.
Brand.
Aye.
Mr. Fisher.
Aye.
Danny votes aye. All right, we're back in open meeting now, gentlemen. All right. You ready to start on this other stuff?
Yes, sir. We can, I know the school division is on their way
We're not
over.
here yet. You want to take something else first?
We can start on the other items if you'd like.
Yeah, if you want to go ahead,
Um,
start on your items you have.
The first item we have is the Sheriff's Office vehicle payment authorization. At the last meeting, we had a supplemental appropriation done to that specific line item in the amount of $14,457.31 for a invoice for that amount. The supplemental appropriation was for $2,977.51 in order to cover the full amount of the invoice cost. What the sheriff's office is requesting is the board to approve the handwritten check for that invoice to prevent any late payments.
All right. Sheriff Beecher, you bring your checkbook? All right. Be close enough. As long as you sign it. All right, gentlemen, what's your pleasure?
I move that we pass.
Second.
All right, got a motion second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, we'll get that check written for you.
All right, the next two items are in reference to the Finance Department on recent action that the board has taken for the positions of Director of Finance, Accounts Payable Clerk, and the Payroll Benefits Administrator. This is a supplemental appropriation to the respective line items. The first one is total $133,407.94. And that's for the salaries, FICA, VRS Group Life, HIC, Voya, short-term, long-term disability, and hospitalization.
All right, and this is on the Finance Department.
Yes, sir.
All right, board members, you got any discussion or anything? Or what's your pleasure?
Motion to approve. Second.
I got a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All against? All right.
And the second one that you have before you is also for the Finance Department. That's the remaining of the benefits that were not able to fit on the first sheet. And that's for the VEC, the training, and the office supplies totaling $5,589.
All right, what's your pleasure, gentlemen?
I move to approve. Second.
I got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
That's all I have, Mr. Chair.
All right, now. Ladies, good to see y'all. Gentlemen, how you doing? Mr. Hardcastle, all right. We got the DEQ required, well abandonment update. Mr. Hardcastle.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Did you guys have a chance to look at the documents that were sent over?
Mm-hmm.
You did. Do you have any initial questions for me before I kind of get started and lead off from where I was last time?
Any questions from the board? All right. Go ahead, Mr. Hardcastle.
Okay, so per the looks like this microphone might fall over.
It's that,
I'll leave it like this.
it's that other thing right there, right there. Yeah, that'll raise it up.
I just don't want to break anything. It's my second time in here. I can't. Stuff. I don't want to start off like that. Okay, so the big question that you guys had for me last time were the quotes that I was able to get from
Yes.
the proposals that I was able to get. So unfortunately, there were only two proposals that you guys saw in there. I reached out to a total of 4 companies, 5 actually, and I have one proposal that's on the way. It didn't make it in time for this meeting. You guys were able to see 2 proposals that were in there. And then the other 2 companies that I reached out to, they ultimately declined to actually give me a proposal. And the reason for doing that was because they wanted to just recommend Stantec and they thought that they were the best guys for the job. There is a way that there's a protocol that construction companies kind of have to go by when it comes to how they send their proposals out. And there's a way that we have to, I don't know the exact law for it, that we have to go about choosing proposals. It's not based on price. It has to be based on qualifications. Are you guys familiar with this?
Mm-hmm.
To some point. So
Some point, yeah.
they believed that Stantec was the most qualified company to do this proposal. And so noting that, I think they just said, hey, let's just reach out to them, see if they can do it. And if they can't, reach out back to us. And I was able to get a proposal from Stantec. I did run the price by these companies, and they said that is pretty standard throughout the industry, the price that I have that I'm showing for Stantec. But that's why I'm here today. So I wanted to go ahead and request that we move forward with the proposal from Stantec so we can get this well assessment started and ultimately get started on the process of not only abandoning the elementary school well, but actually tying the 3 schools together so that we can meet the requirements by the DEQ by the proposed deadline. And if you guys have any questions for me, I'm prepared to answer just about any of them.
All right, board members have any questions, Mr. Hardcastle? What was that starting time frame?
The time frame actually begins as soon as we can get the approval from the Board of Supervisors here. As soon as we get that approval, I go back with them. We set up a preliminary meeting to set up the date for them to actually come and install the transducer in the well. Once that's installed, they take about 4 to 6 weeks to monitor the water levels. After that 4 to 6 weeks is up, then they would give us an assessment based on the readings that they're finding. We would have another meeting to go over those assessments. And once that is done, they would have another engineer come out to the property to kind of assess the next steps when it comes to the actual construction phase. They're not going to be involved in that would actually be when I would kind of put out an RFQ, because that phase is going to require more than $30,000 to actually complete. So I would put the RFQ out, and that would be when they would put, I guess, send their bid over, and then we'd also receive bids from other companies for the same exact project. So the timeline I want to say would be, I could get them in a meeting. I think I could get them in a meeting tomorrow. So the actual process to actually get this assessment done would start tomorrow.
All right, I did notice in your paperwork that if they can't get the transducers to go down the well, they're gonna have to pull the pump. That's additional cost.
If they can't get the transducer to go down, what they do is they have a sonic water meter go in, and that's just another alternate route to get the same readings. It's potentially not as accurate, but the readings that they're doing are just to monitor whether or not the actual well itself can handle the pressure that's going to be added on by the elementary school. And the elementary school well is significantly smaller than the water well. I'm not qualified to make any assumptions here, so I'm not going to. But this is overall just a confirmation of a third party before we actually go into the process of drafting up construction and then actually moving forward. We have to run that by the DEQ as well to see if it meets their regulations. But we can't move forward with any construction phase of how to get this project done before we have this assessment completed. In terms of the price, to answer your question, I can't confirm if it would be an additional charge. I think what they would do is only charge us for what they do. So if they have to install a sonic water level meter instead, we would be charged for that. If they can install the transducer, we're charged for that. I don't think there would be any charge for any work that's not done.
All right, and for the public's information, what was the price on installing the transducer?
The price on installing the transducer, I actually went and I checked with them because I initially wanted to see what it would cost for them to not have to install this transducer anyway. I wanted to see if maybe we could get that done by another company. It only took about $1,000 off the entire quote. So it's relatively minuscule compared to the entire project itself.
All right, so what's the figure now? I just want the public to hear the figure.
Right. So it was around 22. I think it was 22,632. 22,632 for the entire proposal. It was about $1,000 off without the installation of the transducer.
All right, board members have any questions? All right, what's the pleasure of the board? And you're asking for this money to come out of the CIP.
Yes. I know. I just.
Okay.
Minus the amount for the mic stand.
Yeah. Yeah, that mic ought to be work. Mike, that's an expensive mic we got there.
I'll just talk loud.
Oh,
Well, if we don't get this well straight, the fines and penalties from DEQ is gonna be a whole lot more than what they are.
I can answer that. So I haven't had the chance to speak with the DEQ directly yet. That's going to be something that does happen within the next couple of weeks here as we start moving through this assessment phase. But to my knowledge, the process is that we would receive a formal notification that we are not within standards. They would not immediately do any type of closing, I guess is the best word to use there. It would start in the form of a formal notification that we're not within standards, and then they would have to proceed from there.
Where's this money gonna come from?
So what we currently have is $110,000 that the board has previously set aside. And what I think the ask is, can they use a portion of that funding to put towards this cost?
Yes.
I don't see where we have much of a choice. I think the school's known since, I think 2017 that this well needed to be abandoned by the state. Is that correct? Right?
For the next 9-year cycle right now, because we will do this again 9 years.
She's correct. The well actually that we're going to be working on now is also part of an abandonment phase as well. In the initial permit, it said that we had to at least abandon one of the wells by the end of the permit date. We're choosing to do the elementary school. The permit's going to recycle. We get another 9 years. We have to abandon the second well, and it all just comes down to that the way the wells were constructed. The DEQ is tightening down their standards on how water is shared between aquifers. And the way that our wells were constructed, it allows for connection between the aquifers, and they don't want to have especially since the wells are grout packed, they don't want to have any issues when it comes to contamination or water pressure, because if the aquifers are getting pulled from a low source, or excuse me, a low pressure source, or a high pressure source to a low pressure source, it could kind of equalize out the pressures. And then we have water pressure issues in multiple different areas that they're trying to avoid, excuse me.
So refresh my memory. When are we due to abandon the high school, middle school well?
The high school, middle school well is due to be abandoned. Excuse me, the elementary school well is due to be abandoned June 29th of 2026.
And the middle high school well is due to be abandoned when?
It would be 9 years from the actual institution of the next permit that we get with the DEQ.
So when is that?
We would have to finish this assessment, go to the DEQ, actually have them approve the permit for the creation and I guess use of the well that we're going to be working on now. And then it would be 9 years from that date.
I thought there was an issue with grouting in that well and they were pushing us to get that done sooner.
You're exactly right. There was issues with grouting in both of them because both of the wells are grout packed. In the last permit that we had, the first permit that we got to initially install the wells, it only asked us to abandon one of them. So we're going to take it in phases.
Gotcha.
Do the first one and then do the second one.
Mr. Argyle, I'm not sure if he told you I was in the last, he did apply for an extension. Initially, we were putting in that loan in March. So our plans are to be ready 9 years from March, so 2026 would have been the 9-year cycle to move forward with the next.
Thank you.
Well issue.
All right, gentlemen, what's your pleasure?
I make a motion that we move forward.
Second.
All right, we got a motion and a second. Do you want to amount in that?
Just for clarification, on the motion is to use the monies that have been set aside of that $110,000. You're looking to allow the school division the $22,632 to put towards the engineering.
All right, and that would be from the CIP plan.
Yes.
All right, so put that in that motion also, Ms. Tadlock. All right,
Really quickly, and instead of Mr. Tadlock, instead of doing engineering, could you just write well assessment? Because we're still going to have to do formal engineering after this is done as well. I don't want there to be any confusion at a later date when we come back and we do the rest of the request to actually do the engineering part of this project. Does that make sense?
That's part of the Stantec
Yes.
request. Okay, sure. Sorry,
No
thank you for
problem.
the clarification. Sure, that can be the well assessment instead of the engineer.
Okay.
And just for clarification, the school division has the contract, like we've done on previous CIP funding requests. The school will have the contract, but once they receive the invoice, that invoice will come to the county and the county will pay that.
all right. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All against? All right. Okay, Mr. Todd Castle, you can go ahead.
Thank you very much.
All right.
And I'm sorry, who seconded? No,
Oh,
Jim, thank you.
So, Thank you all. Amen.
All right. Anything else, Mr. Hardcastle?
I hope guys have a great rest of your day. I hope I didn't break your mic. That's all I know.
We'll be, you'll be getting invoice for tonight.
Thank you, gentlemen. Have a good one.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's see what else we have. I don't have anything else on here. Ladies, y'all have any updates you want to discuss with us or anything?
Actually, I'll go ahead and say, thank you for all of the, finance. Really, it's great. We are going to be my instructor and facilitator. Started. It's really been a wonderful start. We had a great.
Okay. Ed, like you have anything else?
No, sir. While the school division is here, I did hear back from, Mr. Regan, about trying to set up a joint meeting. And he had just asked that we come up with several dates and provide him, that information, and he would get back to us.
All right.
And I know we've got, several other items that we need to address. So I don't know if you want to do those at separate times or if you want to try to schedule one date or how y'all wish to proceed on that.
All right, gentlemen.
What we're talking about, date next week, or when?
Yeah, we need a meeting next week. We got other stuff to deal with. That gonna be early enough to deal with it, all this other stuff we got.
That's what I'm not sure if y'all want to do two separate meetings or what y'all's time looks like.
What's your opinion, gentlemen?
Do it any day next week.
Yeah, 20th,
It's
27th.
for evening on Tuesday and Thursday.
We
I
should
could
do
do it.
that.
27th or 29th. Either one is good for me.
Same.
Anytime at 4 o'clock, I'm good.
How about the 27th or 29th, Mr. Haney?
Yeah, 27th or 29th. What's good?
27th, 29th.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta be done by 4 o'clock.
Gotta be done by 4 o'clock.
On both days.
27th is 4 o'clock, 29th is 5.
Which one you prefer? 29th?
Yeah,
Okay. What time?
Yeah.
What time?
earlier we start the better.
1, 12 or 1, noon or 1?
12 is fine.
Noon?
Yep. On 29th, we can do that.
Now, is that just for the board to follow up on some of the earlier discussions, or is that for UHY?
Might as well get UHY here if we can.
Okay.
Is that too much if we do all?
Or is that
today?
too much, gentlemen?
I don't know. That's what I wasn't sure. And we're gonna have to work that with the school board because y'all had asked that to be a joint meeting as well. So we would have to follow up on that.
What if we had, what if we met at 12 o'clock, try to get some of this stuff done, or even a little bit earlier?
So is this gonna be a, UHY, is this gonna be a joint meeting? It's gonna be a closeout update?
That's what I was requesting from, as requested by the board, y'all had asked
Yeah.
for a closeout.
I don't have a problem when you have it, but I'd rather see the UHY closeout meeting be joint with school board and all, but I also would like to have it where people could attend.
Well, then we need to do it after 6. That's when it should be done, 6:30 or something like that.
And I guess what I'm getting at is a whole lot of people assume stuff. At least they'll be getting the facts right from Mr. Reagan. So some of the citizens wanted to attend, they could attend. If some of the teachers wanted to attend, they can attend. And it's not in the middle of the day, and first thing you hear is, well, bad time, I couldn't attend. You know, that's just me. I don't know how the rest of y'all feel about that, but if this is a closeout meeting, and I think it ought to be held at a time when the public can attend.
Stand.
All right, what if we made it later?
Even if we do it the following week, if it fit everybody's schedule better.
How about that Monday, the 20th? Is everyone available then or no?
Which one is that, Chip?
The 20th, that would be Monday coming.
I'm good.
Huh?
What day was that, Chip?
Oh,
Monday, that
20th.
works.
October
Oh.
20th.
I couldn't make it on that.
I have to be gone by 4.
I can't make it on that day at all.
I have to be. I don't have any choice on that. I got midterms and all
We do it 21st.
next week.
What about the following week for that joint meeting? Then give everybody time to clear this, get the schedule cleared.
Following week,
What day you talking about?
It's first week of November, right?
Oh,
4th is election day, but
no, we don't want that.
that's holiday.
3rd, 5th, 6th.
What time? On a Thursday, what time?
You do it at 6 o'clock. Do it 6 o'clock. Give people time to,
It was 6:30. I do want to give them time to get here.
yeah, I'm good with that.
Um, I can change that date. I'm supposed to be there. I need to be by 5, but I can change that.
And you're looking at the 6th, November 6th.
That's Thursday. Is that gonna be too late,
No,
Mr. Tadlock?
That's up to you all, whatever you all wish to set up.
Yeah, well, we got other stuff we need to meet before that too.
Well, if you all want to keep the 29th for that meeting, and then we can set up, see if y'all are talking about the 6th. We can check with Jack Regan and the school board to see if that date works for them.
Why don't we do that?
Sounds good.
Let's do the 29th to get all that other stuff done that we need to do.
29th
is what time? 12 o'clock. And we'll do the 6:30.
that's fine.
Right. And we'll do that 6:30.
Well, November 6th.
Yeah, November 6th. All right. All right. That work with everybody? All right. What else you have, Mr. Tadlock?
That's all I have.
Nothing else? All right. Well, we need a motion to carry over to.
I got one quick thing I'd like to
You got
get
something?
added on in the future. It's in regards to the volunteer fire departments. We had a structure fire the other morning at 4 o'clock, and due to the wind, it was going when we got there, but it was a huge concern on the turnout that we had. We had 10 people show up. We had another department show up, they brought 4 people. We called for another department, they brought two. And we had a potential of having multiple structures on, homes on fire at the same time. And I know we had this discussion in a meeting that we had with the joint, counties recently in regards to training and volunteers and recruitment and retention. I talked with Philip Keyser last week, and we've both have, concerns on where the fire departments are going in the future. This county is not ready to pay firefighters, so we need to maintain the volunteers as long as we can. This county's got to find better ways of helping us recruit and retain volunteer firefighters. The tax break you get for a vehicle is nice. That does not get the attention of many people. We need someone to help write grants. It's a safer grant out there that the county needs to apply for. It helps with recruitment and retention. We need that grant. The Tappahannock Essex Fire Department probably about 8-9 years ago got $450,000 for recruitment and retention. That's through FEMA. We need to look into that. We need to find somebody to write grants. It's a lot of grants out there. We can't sell enough chicken dinners and shrimp dinners to pay for the apparatus. Your basic fire engine right now is $1.2 million. And if you ordered one today, you may get it within 4 to 5 years. There are a lot of things that are hindering the volunteer fire departments. And we need to head this off at the pass before it gets too much of a problem more than what it is now. So I think I would like to, I don't know if a couple board members and the county administrator want to meet with the chiefs, but on the whole board. But I think we need to get our heads together. And we're not asking for more money to be given to us by the county. We are asking for the county to put a little more skin in the game and try to come up with ways to recruit and retain members.
All right, and the pull-up meet us on 29th too,
I can ask and see.
if he's available, because we're gonna be meeting then. We got time to discuss it.
I can ask,
Discuss everything we can right then.
but it's a concern. It's a concern. We rely on each other, helping each other more now than we ever have. But usually when we call in 2 or 3 fire departments on a structure fire, we could have 30, 40 people. We had nowhere near that the other morning.
And also your people you have are aging.
The average age of the firefighter we had on scene the other morning from our department was in their 50s. The younger one stayed home in the bed.
That's rough on a person that age to go fight fire. And I know before you had young people lined up just to get the foot in the door.
And you don't. And the state has really deterred people from wanting to do this because of the training requirements and the higher standard of the curriculum. And I asked this question, and Mr. Haney, you heard me ask this, is that there's an NFPA standard that none of the localities I know of that's adopted it, but we try to go by it. And that's a standard that we're not going to be able to afford to keep up with. So one thing we need to look at is what can a county do to to be able to train a volunteer firefighter and to make sure that we don't have a liability, them not being trained properly.
We're gonna have to start doing some investigation. And I understand your point, getting county more involved into it. I think that's a good idea.
I think the federal funds are probably more easier to get if a county applies on behalf of the fire departments within the county than an individual fire department applying.
You know. This is where we're going. A little while back, we did hire a grant writer. And that did not work out very well. But I'm at the point again that I think we need to do something on a grant writer. If they were only part-time.
I had one that averaged, and they wrote grants just for fire and EMS, emergency management and law enforcement. And they got anywhere from $150,000 to $300,000 a year. You're not going to get every grant that you apply for. But when you start getting that kind of money, and I think we had him under a contract of $26,000 a year. That was a pretty good return on your investment.
Yeah, well, your grant writer has to perform. If they can't get the grants. No, that's what they have to be told, but they could be in EMS, fire, anything else that we can get a grant from would help. Public access. We need that too, so I think we need to consider doing something like that. I don't know how much trouble that would be, Tadlock.
No, I mean, we can get a job description together, get that to the board.
Is that agreeable with the board?
Sure.
What else do, Mr. Brain?
That's it.
Anybody got anything else? All right. Nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to carry over till the 29th at 12 o'clock.
Motion to carry over to October 29th, 12 o'clock.
All right, got a motion second. Any other discussion on that? All right, if not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank everybody for coming.